So the first time in what seems like forever, a left-wing, and quite a left-wing outlet actually felt the backlash of big tech censorship. Don't worry though, nobody shed a tear or anything, because they immediately got their fucking channel back after enough bitching and whining. And like you see here, we got the Russia Today article pulled up. You get what you deserve, and that's exactly what they fucking got, okay? They were going after smaller content creators, just going out there expressing any sort of information that they would like to have put out there for either, I don't know, a certain lab leaking something about that, to talking about elections, or even stuff way back in the past that's not even nearly as controversial as that. They put it on blast, and they use their friends as well. They're all a part of that big network with like Media Matters and even just run-of-the-mill mainstream legacy media out there. And then, yeah, then they took to Twitter, another sympathetic voice of theirs that they would have. And like you can see the tweet in the middle of the screen, our efforts to expose the bigoted view and dangerous conspiracy theories spread by right-wing activists has now resulted in YouTube banning our channel and removing thousands of our videos. They're just being hyperbolic. They didn't actually remove any videos or anything. Like, they've forcibly removed 15 from my channel. But hey, then again, I don't have the right politics or a measly 60,000 subscribers. It's amazing what happens when you have the right politics out there. You can just go ahead and bitch and moan and go whatever the fuck you want, even if you break the policies. But hey, that's the world that we live in. Yeah, they appealed, and then they actually got fair treatment from YouTube, and it was summarily disregarded. But yeah, no, the right people were out there dancing on their graves. I'm not going to go out there and try to champion for free speech anybody. Oh no, they're experiencing cancel culture, they're experiencing big tech censorship. Oh no, they shouldn't be facing that as well, because we should be all for one and one for all, and not make the people who advocated for this type of world, they shouldn't be held accountable for that same position. Oh no, why would they do that? No, I'm not about that. You guys know that stuff. If you advocate for this type of stuff, and then guess what, it finds out that you're no longer in the in group anymore, you might have said something that ran afoul of that, and you find yourself on the out group, guess what? You get eaten up. Right-wing pundits gloated after Right-Wing Watch, an organization that scours the internet. Yeah, they don't care what size you are. They don't care what the context is for a lot of stuff. They're just out there to find anything that they run afoul. And we're going to take a look at their founding as well, so stay tuned for a little bit of a tidbit. Yeah, like they continue here, to scour the internet to report conservatives' bigotry, whatever that means. Their ideology? Well, it's anything right of Mao, of course. To big tech, got permanently banned from YouTube for less than a day, as it turned out. Exactly. Right-Wing Watch describes itself as a group that monitors, exposes the activities of radical right political organizations. Isn't that what everybody in legacy media does at this point, and the Democrats themselves, the elected officials? Well, why do you need a dedicated watchdog for that? Okay. What that means is in practice, Right-Wing Watch combs social media for controversial statements before explicitly or implicitly calling out their accounts and wanting them banned. However, tables were seemingly turned on Monday when Right-Wing Watch's own YouTube channel was banned due to severe or repeated violations of the platform's community guidelines. Oh, okay, so I would imagine they didn't have one single instance, so this is something that they've been doing over and over again. You'd think that it might violate their harassment and bullying policies, but can you really bully anybody in big tech that is even vaguely centrist or right-wing in their opinion? Who knows? And like it says here, after initially banning the account and confirming the suspension as legitimate, on Monday evening, YouTube sent Right-Wing Watch an apology for any inconvenience and frustration, and said sometimes make mistakes trying to get it right. Yep, and from one of their little mouthpieces, YouTube bans and then unbans Right-Wing Watch, a media watchdog devoted to exposing right-wing conspiracies. Cool, really doing the Lord's work. After left-wing media watchdog, Right-Wing Watch, left and right, all of this fucking divisive rhetoric. How about finding people who are actually doing violence, people who are actually committing crimes? Why wouldn't you talk about, Chicago getting shot up over the weekend as well, 5 dead, 77 wounded. No, you have bigger fish to fry, like somebody asking questions about a fucking audit. Right-Wing Watch's YouTube channel was mistakenly suspended, but upon further review, it has now been reinstated. After they filed the appeal, and filed another appeal. Then they went on Twitter, their big old echo chamber over there, drummed up enough support in order for YouTube to be like, oh no, we got one of our own guys. Oh, we should probably just bring him back into the group. Don't worry about it. But again, the correction won't be run with, oh yeah, no, they censored the right-wing watch. That means that they take a look at everybody's opinions and then they apply their rules fairly and honestly. So I'm glad I waited to talk about this one. Social media site also suggested that the issue was a mistake due to high volume of content that they attempted to move quickly to undo the ban. Fuck off. Right Wing Watch also confirmed that YouTube informed the site on Monday afternoon that their channel was back online. How adorable. I am so happy that freedom of speech is alive and well online. Yeah, Right Wing Watch senior fellow Kyle Manlett, sure, we'll go with that, told the Daily Beast that this had been an ongoing problem with YouTube for years, despite their efforts to make clear to the platform that the videos worked to expose extremism and contained disclaimers to that effect. Oh, it's almost like you say something in passing that a certain state does something all right when it comes to getting rid of certain enforced clothing procedures. But yet when you say something as innocuous as that and you don't have the massive 60,000 subscribers, ooh, you don't get the same kind of treatment. He also noted that the issue with YouTube had escalated over the past year as the platform has tried to crack down on COVID-19 misinformation, except for when you're trying to discuss something that happened at the time, but then they go back and flag some stuff for medical misinformation that would have happened 6 to 7 months ago. And election-related conspiracies, even though it wasn't a guidelines violation at the time. Or if you talk about a completely unrelated to the election lawsuit, and then you get your channel struck for that as well. I'm just saying. Manlet said the YouTube recently gave Right Wing Watch channel, which has roughly 60,000 subscribers, 2 strikes in April over videos it posted, prompting the watchdog to refrain from posting more content to the site until the strikes dropped off after 90 days. Real fucking devotees to the cause, really sticking it to the man on that one. Oh yeah, well, we're just gonna wait for our strikes to disappear before we go back to our activism. Fucking faggots. Get some backbone. But I guess you don't have to if you can just go ahead and complain to the fucking people who run the shit. And then they found some video from like 8 years ago and they flagged it. And I took it down. That was their 3rd strike. Yeah, sucks to suck, right? Launched in 2007, Right Wing Watch has posted thousands of clips of prominent right-wing figures. Prominent is a very loose term. Making controversial comments, perhaps most famously including televangelist Pat Robertson and conspiracy theorist Alex Jones, who I don't think they would have got hit for any Alex Jones clips because pretty much everything that he's been saying over the past, like 10 to 15 years at this point has been coming out as true. Funny how that shit works. In fact, Right Wing Watch's exposure of Alex Jones' false and conspiratorial rhetoric, did you bring any receipts? No, this is Daily Beast, you're expecting too much, was key to YouTube and other social media platforms eventually removing his channel, InfoWars, from their sites. Yeah, you go ahead and you do the bidding of all these fucking corporations, and then, I'm sorry, you guys were talking about the same stuff everybody else that we get our rocks off by banning. Oh yeah, you guys go ahead and post the exact same shit. Oh no, the rules don't apply to you. This makes me fucking sick. So I did a little bit of digging into their origins as well. And who's their parent organization? The People for the American Way, a non-profit organization, like it says, which was initially founded in 1981 as a liberal counterpoint to the conservative Christian group, the Moral Majority. And who is the Moral Majority and what were they advocating for? Such radical positions. Well, you guys probably remember at least some of these major characters in there as well. The Moral Majority, an American political organization which was founded in 1979 by Jerry Falwell, a religious leader and televangelist to advance conservative social values, although it disbanded in 1989. So, okay, you guys were either successful in taking down the Moral Majority, or they outlived their usefulness and had already moved on, or perhaps it was one of those causes that the leftists ended up adopting as well and then turning into something like, I don't know, the PMRC. It's weird, huh? But what were their radical points? Moral Majority was formed in response to the social and cultural transformations that occurred in the United States in the 60s and 70s. Ugh. Outside of music and cinema, what good came out of that? Christian fundamentalists were alarmed by the number of developments, in their view, threatened to undermine the country's traditional moral values. Pretty based. These include the civil rights movement, Oh, really? You just go ahead and throw that out there. The entire civil rights movement. The women's movement. The gay rights movement. Just go ahead and, yeah, just throw that up there. This is from Britannica.com, right from the fucking encyclopedic source. Interesting. Very interesting. The relatively permissive sexual morality prevalent among young people. No, something to address at the time that probably could have avoided all of the today's role models being on fucking OnlyFans or shaking their fat asses or being up on a stripper pole. I think we could have probably avoided that stuff if we would have listened to this guy at the time, instead of just painting him as some sort of whatever the equivalent to the 1980s white supremacist was. Who knows? Furthermore, they opposed the U.S. Supreme Court rulings that banned institutionally initiated group prayer and Bible readings in public school. Yeah, this is super duper important to fucking counteract. But yeah, okay, apparently this was too much, and the People for the American Way, PAFWA, was needed to counteract such evil and un-American stuff. People for the American Way is a left-of-center, really bruh, advocacy group formed in 1981 by liberal Hollywood television producer Norman Lear. Hollywood has always sucked. Hollywood has always been political, all the way back in McCarthy times, and then guess what? If they would have actually done their job and rooted them out properly, we might not be dealing with this stuff. China might not have been able to pick up the torch that the Soviet Union dropped. And you know what? Entertainment might be something worthwhile. But now, they're at the seat of all of the controls. These left-of-center groups. These people just trying to expose the radicalism of people saying men are men, women are women, and you can't just have a fucking nip-tuck surgery in order to change your sex in order to fucking medal at the Olympics. So yeah, I'll be honest, when I seen Right Wing Watch get their Twitter, that would never happen, their YouTube channel banned, I thought, oh good, finally a taste of their own medicine, but you have to remember, they have the right politics, and they're useful idiots right now, so they won't right now get tossed out on their asses. Just give it enough time. The left eventually eats itself. With that said, thank you all very much for the gift of your time. I've been Don Consuelo. I want you to follow your gut and get after it. Take care, everyone.